Hey YouTube, I'm Josh, but you might know me as Foxes, and I've told this story a dozen or so times, so I'm making this video as an easily digestible form of media for who's ever interested in what happened to my account and how I lost over a million Robux at the age of 14. But before we dive into how I got banned, you'll need some background. I made my money on Roblox between the years 2015 to 2017, during which I traded a lot of knives on Murder Mystery 2 and exchanged them for Robux, before that was against Roblox's terms of service. After that, I took to trading limiteds, and in about the span of a year or two, I'd managed to build up nearly 600,000 Robux in value for my items, including a Dominus and Sparkle Time Fedora. This was made easier for me, admittedly, as my lifetime OBC membership meant that I didn't have to renew it, and I got somewhere around 30,000 Robux yearly for free. Anyway, another benefit of lifetime OBC was that I was eligible for dev exchange, trading in Robux for real life money. However, I was uninterested as I'd been learning for a good few years how to become a Roblox developer. This amount of Robux meant that I was able to afford to hire talent that I didn't have myself, as well as pay for advertising for the game I was hoping to create. I took to the forums and hired an incredibly talented guy named Gnomes. But you didn't come to learn how I built up my fortune, you came to know how Roblox took it all away. Introducing Robina 7. Later known as 170. During my time trading limiteds, I met another trader named Robina. She had a fairly sized inventory at this point, but from what I saw, she seemed a little overwhelmed by it all. I offered to help out, and from there we became friends. It was fine for a good few months. My game was going great, and me and Robina played a lot of games together, and got fairly close. I continued trading and so did she, but somehow, she always made more money than me, which I interpreted, incorrectly, as talent. Things would have been fine from here too, if my game didn't run into a problem. My idea became too large for my budget, and the rate I was investing money overtook the rate I was making it. In short, I needed more funds. Now, I didn't want a typical investor. I had been told by other developers that they'd try screw you with terrible deals, asking for way too much of your game's profit. I brought this up to Robina, and a few days later she offered to help me out. Quite shockingly, she gave me nearly everything she had, and I was beyond ecstatic, and extremely appreciative. Previously, she had given me other limited gifts, but I'd asked for those back, with a promise of giving me even more later. Unbeknownst to me, these items were stolen. The way she managed to make so much Robux was through buying stolen hats or even stealing them herself. I'd caught on to this on the forums, where people had caught her too. There were multiple threads calling her out for scamming and buying those items illegally, and at this point, I had all of her items in my inventory, and I now knew that they were stolen. On top of this, she was asking for them all back and threatened to get me banned if I didn't comply. This was a tough situation, and I immediately took to the forums to ask for help. I explained it simply and received mixed replies. Some people told me to keep them and that I'd be fine, and others said that it's best to avoid trouble and return the items. However, as an aspiring developer, I wanted to keep it all. The Robux more than covered what I needed to finish my game, and I also didn't want to give them back to a scammer. However, I did understand that they were stolen, and that I was likely to be framed for that. Still stuck on what to do, I took to Roblox's support team. My expectations of them were already on the ground, as I had asked them for help previously when I had gotten hacked, but they didn't help me at all. I ran them through my situation in a desperate cry to not get banned, asking them to carefully review any reports against me, as well as asking them what to do myself. I asked if I'd be accountable, if I should give the items back to Robina, or if they'd take them themselves and return them to whoever they were stolen from. But to my surprise, they replied back saying that I'd be fine to keep them. This was great, and it continued to be, but not for too long. A few days on, I was signed out of my account and I couldn't log back in. My password was invalid, and I discovered through Discord that Robina had managed to ban me. She said herself that she tricked them with fake screenshots, as well as using the fact that we often logged into each other's accounts to apparently prove that I had signed in to steal them from her. I was heartbroken. Despite begging Roblox for help with this, they gave me false information, and everything I had worked for, built up for years, was taken away from me. But it gets worse, as I hadn't even paid my scriptie yet, so on top of losing several years of time on Roblox, all my hats, all my game progress, and all my creations, I now owed a developer money that I couldn't afford to give. It took a long time for me to be able to pay Gnomes back, and the game we had worked on was long abandoned because of this fact. I was only 14, so building up enough money to pay him was a real struggle. The value of my Roblox account was several times more than I could have ever made in real life at this age. Now this is where the sketchy stuff kicks in. During my attempts to appeal the ban, Roblox wouldn't tell me a thing. Not only was I unable to see the exact reason, they refused to accept that the account was even mine, despite emails proving it was associated with my account. I gave them all the proof I had, even my passwords, but to no avail. It eventually took over a month of constant attempts to even get the reason out of them, and by then it was too late. By the time I could finally begin appealing my ban, by the time they acknowledged my ownership, the allowed appeal time had expired. Stupidly, on Roblox you can only appeal a ban within 30 days of it happening. And that's it. That's all the progress I have to share with you. I continued on for years trying to appeal, collecting every bit of evidence I could against Robina, proof that she scammed, proof that she tricked me, even proof that she regretted her actions, and even tried to get me unbanned. In fact, she got banned herself a few weeks down the line for the very thing she managed to pin on me, and because of this, I thought that Roblox would finally listen. But nothing. No matter the amount of proof, time or effort I put into proving my innocence, Roblox would ignore me and give me one of two of the same automatic responses. But this is where the story ends. It feels incomplete. It feels like I should be telling you the magic way in which I got it all back. But no. Despite everything I've shown you in this video, and countless amounts of other evidence that I have, my account still sits permanently banned. And with it lies everything I had and every game I put my time into. But what can be done from here? I don't know. I'd hoped by some impossible luck that this video would reach someone who'd be able to help, but I stopped clinging to false hope a long time ago. I don't know what to say from here, or who to go to, so I'm stuck with this. I've tried everything, but there's nothing I can do. I can't reach out to anyone and I have no voice to raise attention, so this issue remains under the rug, to this day, along with every other account mishandled by Roblox's support team.